I'm letting my own game run in the background while I'm talking with my hands free so that I can allow my mind to just flow and focus on what it is I want to get off of my chest, my legs, my arms, and my head. I cannot recommend this game for the asking price of $93 with taxes in Canadian currency. It is absolutely bonkers. And even more so troubling that none of the other YouTubers that predominantly make content for this genre of game, they're not talking about the biggest game-breaking element of Fae Farm, is you cannot play the game after so many hours in. What ends up happening is, because of the automatic tools where you go to a crop, it just knows that it's stone. It knows that it's a tree. It knows that you want to water it. What if you want to fertilize it? Your animals get in the way even if you don't have a lot of them. So like 80% of the time, you can pet your little friend, but you can't tend to your actual farm because everything is automatic. There's no like toggling to have it on manual or anything like that. So you think to yourself, well, maybe I'm just going to fence off my crops to keep the animals out. Can't do that. Fences are decorative. I'm French. They're decorative. They don't work. The animals are like ghosts. They just go right through it. So even if the fences worked and you wanted to build like a pen near your barn, you wouldn't be able to do that because it's outside of the build area anyways. So these are some oversights, huge oversights, game-breaking occurrences that are happening in the game that literally make it that it's the most frustrating fucking thing there is. And I'm pissed off because I was like, you know what? Everybody's just going on about how amazing it is. Oh, I've been playing it for weeks. I have early access to the game. I can't put it down. It's the next best thing to sliced bread and the actual air that I breathe deep into my lungs. But you're regurgitating bullshit because how is it that none of you, I point the finger at somebody in particular, but it's all of you in every direction. Not a single goddamn person is mentioning this that I've come across that, again, are predominantly deep into this genre of game or that have already played this game for 100 plus hours. How the hell is it that in under 10 hours, I'm coming up with things that people who have been playing 50 to 100 hours haven't come across yet? Or they have and they're just not talking about it. Now, there's rumors that the devs have been paying off some of the reviewers. Now, I know, I don't want to get into the conspiracy theory and turn into the Alex Jones of the gaming world, but it does make me wonder. See, on one hand, I have to admit, playing this game for the first 7 to 8 hours was an absolute breath of fresh air. I have my hand held. I'm told where to go. There's a plethora, a cornucopia, a quiver of missions for you to do. It's just fun to play. I find it runs actually quite respectably. It runs well on the Switch, especially if you put it in airplane mode and you turn off your internet to kind of allocate some more resources to the Switch. I do the same thing when playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It makes a noticeable difference for me. It's just great. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that struggles with Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. Well, what do I do next? I don't know what to do. This tells you what to do. You can track it, and it literally points you to where you got to go. So I love that. The animation of your crops as they move and sway into the breeze of the wind. The color palette that they use, the art style, very reminiscent to Portal Knights, but with a little extra pizzazz. But that all comes crashing down when you come across what I spoke about at the beginning of this video. There's no way around it. How you could get around it is actually quite simple, which is why I'm not completely tapping out, to the game. Make it so that fences collide with animals and prevent them from moving, so that you can fence off your crops, and or have it so that you can turn off that automatic tool thing. I think it's an amazing feature. But unfortunately, it's to a point now where that thing that was supposed to be such an amazing feature to make your life easier is actually making it harder. So that's the irony behind it. Perfect use of the word irony. It's now making my life more of a living hell than it was supposed to. So I'm frustrated. Not exactly praising the game here, so you could tell I'm not a shill for the company. I'm definitely never going to be getting any freebies from them in the future because I'm very blunt. And again, for the asking price, if this game was like the same price as Stardew Valley, what did I pay for that game on Switch? Like 13, 14, 15 bucks or something like that? There's a lot of amazing games that aren't this expensive. But on the surface, it's very shiny. You can start to see why it was asking for a more premium price compared to other games in the genre again. I keep going back to the Story of Seasons games. Those are cheaper than this. Okay? Like, I think I got Doraemon, the second one there, Story of Season, Doraemon, however you pronounce that name, for like 50, 60 bucks. I've got Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town. I don't even think on day one it was $93 with taxes. I had to get that off my chest. That is a very important thing because this is something that you will run into. You are going to have those problems. And that's even if you just have like one of each animal. I'm not even talking about having a huge animal farm here, right? The fact that the fences don't work and you can't, like I said, gate off your crop and your animals are like ghosts. What? Really? I get it. It's a new game. It just came out. There could be some bugs. But this is game breaking. I literally now cannot play the game. That's a problem. Nobody else is speaking out on this. That's a problem. There's no way I'm the only one that's coming across this issue. And I know that because I've been scrounging or scavenging through, or whatever you want to call it, through Reddit. So there you have it. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm and making me a little bit more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up on the internet. So they say. You didn't like the video? Go ahead. Go ahead. Give it a thumbs down. We'll bend it in half. We'll twist it. And I'll make sure for the rest of your life, when you walk around, there's a bunch of weird animals that just follow you. You can't even, like, put your hands in your pockets to grab your smartphone or anything like that, or your wallet, because there's going to be like chipmunks and squirrels in your pockets just in the way. You won't be able to do anything. That made no sense, but whatever. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, exactly. I don't even need to finish that sentence. Obviously, I'd appreciate that. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And if these things do somehow ever get changed, I'll make a video on that for sure. But unfortunately, me making a huge series on this game is looking less and less likely due to what I've been rambling on about for God knows how many minutes. Oh, man. Take care. Maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.